So in this video, what we're going to discuss is the importance of rest and recovery, specifically sleep. Research shows that we need to be trying to shoot for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. I know that that's kind of hard to do in this day and age where it seems like we're having more and more tasks put on our plate and it feels like we're getting less and less time in the day. But I promise you, if you want to produce at your optimal level, you need to be trying to shoot for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Now, when we talk about sleep, I'm going to discuss two different phases. One is going to be called REM sleep, or rapid eye movement. The other one is going to be called non-REM sleep. So what I'm going to do first is discuss the REM sleep, and I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about the non-REM sleep, because that's when our body actually recovers. So before we actually get into what happens when we sleep, we need to discuss what happens when we are exercising or being active. So when we exercise, what happens is we actually break down the muscle fibers. In response to that, the body has small inflammatory processes that happen that help to build that muscle back up. Most times, what you'll feel is as your muscles and your body's recovering, you're usually sore the day after, but then you're really sore 2 days after or 3 days after. And this is called DOMS, D-O-M-S, or delayed onset of muscle soreness. And all of this is part of the body's natural process of healing itself. So it's completely normal to be sore after you participate in a particular activity. Now, the more and more you participate in that activity, your body starts to become acclimated to whatever the stimulus that you're giving it throughout that activity. Therefore, the soreness starts to reduce, and this is all normal. Now, let's jump into the two different types of sleep. So, REM sleep, or the rapid eye movement. We typically spend about 20 to 25% of our time in REM sleep. And when we're in the REM sleep, what this does is it allows the brain to recover. It improves our mental capacity so that when we wake up, we're more clear and we're able to handle whatever tasks that we have that day from a mental capacity standpoint. Now, let's talk about the non-REM sleep. And this is very, very important when we speak about muscle recovery. Non-REM sleep is associated with our deep sleep. Now, when we get into this deep sleep, what happens is the blood pressure actually drops. Your breathing becomes deeper and it becomes slower. And you also, the brain becomes less active. By the brain becoming less active, less blood has to go to the brain. Therefore, it can be shunted to other areas in our body to help stimulate growth and help with muscle recovery. Now, one of the main hormones that help do this is called the growth hormone. It's released by a pituitary gland, and what it does is it helps to with muscle repair, and it also helps with muscle regeneration. So if we don't get enough of this deep sleep or non-REM sleep, what happens is our body doesn't produce as much growth hormone, and this can actually put us into a growth hormone deficiency. When this happens, our exercise capacity drops, our ability to recover decreases, and you can actually start to lose muscle mass. So, if you get anything from this video, anything at all, please try to shoot for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each and every night. Now, some people will say, hey, I can function on 4 hours. And my response to that is, yes, you can function on 4, but are you thriving? So if you want to function, that's fine. Get you 4 to 5 hours of sleep. But if you want to thrive, I highly, highly recommend shoot for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. Thank you.